So the National Park Service was created in 1916 to help protect and preserve our country's natural and cultural wonders. And so a lot of times when people think about the national parks, they think more about the natural national parks. They think about Yosemite, Yellowstone, the Grand Canyon, those big crown jewels of the National Park Service. But sometimes they forget about that cultural part of the park's mission. And here in the city of Lowell, we have a little bit of everything. We are definitely more of a cultural park. We are a historical park. And the reason we exist here today is kind of the reason why the city of Lowell exists in general. And that is because of the Merrimack River and its incredible water power that we were able to harness to create what would become the city of Lowell. And we became a national park in 1978 because of our rich cultural heritage, specifically with the Industrial Revolution. So we are not the birthplace of the American Industrial Revolution. We won't make that claim. But what we are responsible for, what does make us special, we are the first planned industrial city in the United States and one of the first planned industrial cities in the world. And by planned, what I mean is the city was designed around the textile industry, not the textile industry fitted into a pre-existing environment. So the founders of the city, of the textile mills, they had this vision of a grand industrial city. So everything from the canals were constructed specifically for powering the looms, the spindles, everything that goes into the textile industry. But more importantly, the streets and the rest of the city grew around these textile mills. The reason we exist as a national park today is because we were the first planned industrial city, as well as we still have that rich legacy of the mills still in existence. We have I want to say almost all of our mills, but we have a large portion of our mills, including the earliest mills that were constructed here in the city of Lowell. We have our canals. We have 5.6 miles of canals that were utilized to power these mills. And the water power here was utilized well up until the 1950s. We were never 100% without water power. So that's something that makes us very unique. And the flavor of this city, from the textile industry, the other industries that grew around it, the immigrant communities, and the rich cultural diversity that we have is still very present from the city's earliest history to the present, and that's something we wanted to preserve. There are park rangers you meet at every national park you go to, whether it is a natural park, a cultural park, but the role of a park ranger is not the same. Everyone, when they go to a national park, a lot of times the rangers they interact with are the interpretive rangers. Rangers like me, we are there to give you information, help you plan your visit, give you tours and razzle-dazzle you with all the fun facts that we have to share. Any interpretive park ranger you talk to has more than enough knowledge to kind of fill your entire day. My favorite part about being a park ranger is honestly working with visitors. I see new people every single day. They have different questions, they have different perspectives. And the reason I became a park ranger is I like doing research. I like getting my hands dirty and digging into it. But my favorite part is taking that knowledge and translating it into something that anyone from a 98-year-old to a 9-month-old can understand. And so finding the things that people connect with helps me connect to the park as well. So when you say, what is a ranger? What is the role? We have literally, if there's a job to be done, there is some form of ranger behind it. So we are standing right in our visitor center for Lowell National Historical Park. This is a great place for people to come to start their visit. They can start here, get a great introduction to what the Lowell National Historical Park is here to do. We have a lovely park film that outlays the history of the city of Lowell from the earliest stages to the height of the textile industry all the way to the present, as well as gives you an idea of what it took to create Lowell National Historical Park. The Visitor Center is really a great place for people to start their journey as they explore the rest of the city. We are a year-round park, so we are open every single day of the year except for Christmas Day, New Year's Day, and Thanksgiving Day. So any other day, come on out. We have plenty for you to do. During the summer, our biggest attraction would be our Pawtucket Canal boat tours. You get to explore the canal system by boat. So it's a whole new perspective. It's one thing to walk around the city, drive around the city, and see these canals, but to be down in it and really get a feel for the power of the water that once powered this entire city. It's wonderful. We also have the Boot Cotton Mills Museum, and my favorite part of the Boot Cotton Mills Museum is seeing the historic looms operating. We have 90 looms dating to around the 19-teens, 1920s, and they are operating. They are actively making cloth as you go through the weaving room, and it's just an incredible experience. You get to feel the looms, you get to hear the looms, you get to smell the looms, and it's a all sensory experience, and it gives you a really great appreciation for what these workers in the mills went through day after day after day. The other exhibits we have the Mogan Cultural Center, which houses two of our exhibits. We have into an 1840s boarding house. So when you hear the term mill girls were the earliest workers that were brought to the city of Lowell to work in these mills. They were usually between the ages of 15 and 32, somewhere in there. And they were brought here to work in the mills. They were an untapped labor force at the time, so they had the skill and knowledge of weaving. They wove on looms in their own homes. It was a little different moving from a hand loom to a power loom, but they had the knowledge to be able to know what was going wrong and how to fix it. They also were very prominent in changing the entire labor force. They were experiencing, and they said, no, things could be better. Let's work 10 hours instead of 14 hours. And so they really spearheaded a lot of early labor reform. The other exhibit we have in the Mogan Cultural Center is the One City Mini Cultures exhibit. The One City Mini Cultures exhibit really does an incredible job of capturing the vibrant cultural community, the vibrant cultural diversity that we have in this city. Again, from the very beginning of our foundation to the present, and just celebrating people, celebrating community, whatever that means to you, whether it's through music, through food, through art. It's all captured in that exhibit, and really, for me, captures what Lowell means. Some other offerings that we have here at the park, we do offer walking tours throughout the summer, throughout the fall, not so much the winter, but every once in a while we might say, hey, let's get out and play. But the walking tours, they are created by park rangers. It could be anything from early mill girl history to more contemporary art projects, such as walking around and looking at the contemporary statues that are throughout the entire city that celebrate not just modern art, but really harnessing the power of Lowell's history. One of my favorite statues is just outside of the visitor center here. It's called The Worker, and it is a representation of a canal digger and the struggles they went to in digging these canals and placing these massive granite boulders and blocks into the canal walls. And so that's one of the beauties of Lowell National Historical Park. You can talk to every single ranger. We all have different stories to tell. We all have different favorite subjects. We all do our own projects. And so no matter how many times you come to visit our park, you're going to get a whole new experience each and every time. The greatest way to figure out what is going on here in the city of Lowell, specifically for Lowell National Historical Park, is to visit our website. We have lots of information there to help you plan your visit to the park. It tells you the hours of operation, the tour times that we offer. It also highlights special events that we have going on. A great place to go is our Facebook or Instagram pages. Every time we have special programming, we will post it on there, create events, and we invite everyone. Doesn't matter, just come, have fun. Most of our programming is free, so why not come and enjoy it, learn something new. The visitor center is open every day of the week, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. throughout the summer, changes to 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. in the winter time, but it's a great, beautiful day. Come on out.